Alright folks, welcome back to Delboy's Garage. How have you been? Okay, today is Sunday and it's a nice day. So I thought while it's nice and shiny, I might as well make this a little bit better. I've got a few places on here, although I said this is finished and it's gone nice and hard and I'm happy with it. I have had a couple of things in the week where it's got dirty in the rain, where this stuff's filling up with crap and it's filling up with road dirt, which is cool because that's kind of what I wanted, but I think it's too much. This is just a bit too deep. So I'm just going to put, I've got a bit of paint left. I've got about a third or so of a tin, which I've thinned down so it spreads better. And there's no soakage now at all. This is just one quick brush over a minute ago. Took a couple of seconds just to add a little layer to this paint, just to kind of stop it absorbing so much of the weather over the coming winter. So all this is a quick paint over just to fill in these holes, just to kind of make them less shallow and less likely to collect all the crap. And it was the other day that caused it. I got a big bird dollop, probably from a constipated pigeon. It was kind of right here, and I come out after work and there it was, big yellowy white dollop, and it took about 5 minutes with an old kitchen brush and soapy water to get it out of all the holes. So I kind of hadn't really factored that in, and I think all I need to do is bury this stuff just a little bit more. So I'm not putting a thick coat on. This is, as I've shown you, watered down. So I've watered it down because it's emulsion paint, waterborne paint, and just spread it in. And as you can see here, just bury it a little bit more, make it a little bit less likely to catch all the rubbish, catch all the crap. This will shrink when it dries. It won't be as full as that. As the water dries away, it will dry solid, but it also makes it a bit more, I don't know, beefy, and I like it that way. You know me. So there we are. Stick around, stay tuned. Let's give it a coat of paint. Okay, as you can see, absolutely spreads in just lovely now. When I first did this, if you think of doing this to your bike, you first do it, you put the first coat on, it just sucks it in, gone. But now, once it's kind of gone hard, it just spreads around nice. I guess it's like painting any surface. When you paint a brick wall, first coat just gets hoovered up, breathed in, and as the successive coats build up like this, it's going on easy. So that little third of a can, that should cover the whole bike, and it's cheap, $6.99. Do the whole bike again. I think I've persuaded 2 or 3 of my mates to do this now, if they've got the guts. So we might have a few of these in the offing. Let's see how it goes. Goes on easy. Just watered it down so it shrinks more. I don't want to put too much on. Bury it completely. Just like that is how I want it. Uses it quite thin now. It fills the gaps easier, spreads further. I can always put another coat on. I don't want to put too much on. So I've thinned it right out. Watery. And there we are. Now I've watered this time in order to float the particles of paint and try and fill up these little holes rather than coat it completely and bury it anymore. I just want to have them a little bit less porous and textured, because any nasties like bird poo and stuff sticking to it just do exactly that. They stick in there forever, and as the winters come in, all the road salt and cack, it's going to look awful, which is what I want it to do, but kind of in the right way, you know what I mean, I think. Anyway, there we are. That's it. Plenty of coatage. That's the first bit I did earlier. Started to kind of matte on the surface already, and this is emulsion waterborne paint or water based paint, so that will dry probably by this afternoon. It's now 2:30, so this should be dry by about 5-6 o'clock, but I'll leave it overnight and I'll put the seat on and take the tape off and stuff tomorrow, and it should be nice and matte by then. Okay, there it was. I thought I'd finished with the scrim, but I hadn't quite. Just wanted to layer it up a bit more. This is the whole thing with the rat bike sort of ethos. It develops as it goes. You do little jobs, paint a bit of this, paint a bit of that, and change it as you go. It evolves, and there it is. So that's 1.5 litres, 3 pints of paint on this with a brush. It done half suck painting, but I think it works. I like it. It's original. And here we are, next morning. Much better. Nice and dry now. Still a bit soft, you can feel it. It does take a day or two to go. Tap hard. But there it is. It's filled up those holes a lot better. And it's made them a little bit more resilient to the weather, as it is now starting to close in. Darker mornings. Once it gets below 3-4 degrees, you're going to get that salt come back. Filled up areas like this, which were just a bit hollow because it stood off. But there we are. Just a little bit more. Just goes to show, if you're going to do this to your bike, if you're daft enough to do this, you will need lots and lots of paint. I'd probably put another coat on this in the future. I don't know. I'm going to see how it goes. You can do it bit by bit. I don't want to fill it up completely and lose the pattern. I still want to keep it looking like a textured cloth chainmail finish. But there it is. Always appreciate the support. Thanks for tuning in and watching Delboy's Garage. Ride safe, boys and girls. See you next time.